I'm here with one of my favorite writers, Bao Phi. We're so lucky and grateful that he has written one story that we're presenting as part of our series. And Bao, thank you so much for being here and thanks for sharing your work with us.
Thank you for having me. So what draws me to zombie fictions and post-apocalypse and dystopia in general, right, is like it's not necessarily the zombies themselves, right? It's more like in a situation where everything changes and the impulse is to like taking care of yourself and living at all costs. What does that bring out in people? And I think what's really funny is that I feel like a lot of white creators, it's almost like they think that race would kind of like disappear, like racism and those issues would be like, well, we're not going to worry about that anymore because we're going to concentrate on like, staying alive and finding a bag of chips, or like fighting off cannibals, or like that type of thing, or siphoning gas out of a car. And there's some truth to that, right? But I think those of us who are people of color are a little bit more skeptical, where we'd be like, is that really what would happen, or would like race be actually more pronounced? Part of me was thinking like, okay, if stuff went down, what's the scenario? And one thing that I kept kind of thinking to myself was like, I think Asian Americans are so easily scapegoated for so many different things in this country. And the last 2 years are evidence of this, right? But certainly it goes back longer, where if you need an enemy that like conveniently kind of like paste your fears and hatred on, no matter what your race or political persuasion is, put it on Asian people. That is true through American history. And so I wanted to touch on that. And I also kind of wanted to touch on this idea where like people kind of like use us, like our labor and who we are. They kind of use us as like a vessel for whatever is convenient, but they don't but they kind of don't see us as human. So I thought to myself, okay, so what if there's a zombie apocalypse and no one knows why the zombies are here? But of course, some politician blames Asian people, North Korea, Vietnam, like the communist Asian countries. And so we all know what happens when people in Asia are blamed for something, right? Asian Americans are the ones who suffer, right? They take it out on us, even if we have nothing to do with that. So that was one idea, right? We would get blamed, but people would also use us. So my idea was that an enterprising politician would say, it's probably Asian people's fault. So why don't we, create these work camps that create noises that draw zombies to these work camps, and it'll be both a prison for Asian bodies, but also Asian people will labor to draw zombies away from all the other survivors. And the main characters are two Vietnamese people, a man and a woman, who they want to burn it all down. So they want to break all of our people out of prison.
I love this story. I'm a big zombies head. And I thought it was and I told Eric this, I thought it was such a wonderful combination of that genre of the zombie thriller piece combined with the social activism message. I know a lot of zombie apocalyptic thrillers have that aspect of it. And I just thought it was because it was from an Asian American perspective, combined with zombies, combined with the social activism message, I was like, I'm all about it. Like, it's like all the things that I love. So thank you so much for sharing it. I think it's exciting and thoughtful at the same time. Thanks so much, Bao, for being with us. And again, for sharing your work with us. And we'll talk again soon.
Thank you very much.